What's up, Fig fam? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel. Today we're doing a special first look unboxing of the upcoming Cody Rhodes and Pharaoh Finish the Story Ringside Collectibles Elite 2-pack. All right, guys, I'm excited about this one. Today, we get a first look at the new Ringside Collectibles exclusive Elite 2-pack. Finish the story, Cody Rhodes and his dog Pharaoh, man's best friend, the friend that never left his side during his quest to capture the WWE Championship in his father's honor. And I gotta say thank you to Ringside Collectibles, Mattel Creations, and Action Figure Attack Steve Ozer for allowing me this first look opportunity. So join me. We're gonna rip into this thing and really see what it's all about. All right, so there's a lot to unpack before we actually unpack this Ringside Collectibles exclusive Finish the Story Cody Rhodes and Pharaoh Elite 2-pack. Now, I'm going to start off by talking about Pharaoh because we have gotten pets and animals in the WWE Mattel line before, right? Tori Wilson's dog. We've even gotten Alberto Del Rio's dog. How about Revelations? Or Damien, Jake the Snake Snakes, and even Matilda with Davey Boy Smith. Now we get Pharaoh. And what separates Pharaoh from all the rest is this is a fully elite, articulated pet animal figure. So this is an official elite action figure in the WWE Mattel line, the first elite articulated pet in the line. I think that's pretty cool. So this is technically, again, a lot of technicalities here, a first time in the line figure. Now, this figure is obviously commemorating finishing the story. Now, it doesn't have him in WrestleMania 40 gear, right? It doesn't even have him in WrestleMania 39 gear. However, it has Cody Rhodes and Pharaoh posed in that iconic t-shirt that they sold at WrestleMania 39 and is still available now on WWEshop.com. All right. And it emulates that original WrestleMania 7 artwork, I guess you'd call it, of Hulk Hogan holding the flag in a similar fashion. However, I feel like this is a modernized and truly more meaningful representation of that design. So I really dig it. On each spine is a picture. One side is Cody in artwork form, and the other is Pharaoh. Now, as I said, this is technically a first time in a line for Pharaoh, which I think I need to get this mint in box, which means if you guys follow the channel, when I have mint in box items, I like to display them library style with the spine out. And I think if I get another one of these, which I'm probably going to, I am going to display it with the Pharaoh spine out. On the top, it has the American Nightmare logo. The bottom is just the typical stuff. So there is a lot going on here. Another thing I want to mention before we actually open this packaging is very uncommon for Mattel. And by that, I mean, when you look at this, all you see is Cody Rhodes wearing a weight belt, Pharaoh, and him holding the American flag. But this pack is more than meets the eye. There is a lot more value inside this box. I'm talking interchangeable heads for both Pharaoh and Cody, interchangeable hands, cloth goods shirt, chain, leash, collar. It's all there. Very, very cool set. And usually Mattel, when they have all that value in a set, they like to show it, right? And it's usually just scattered all over the window. But because this is posed and packaged to represent that t-shirt, they made sure to hide those items, which I think is a nice touch. So I think as a whole, not only is this good to open, but it is great for mint and box collectors. But we're going to open this bad boy up and see what everything is all about. We're going to slice those seals, and we're going to take Cody and Pharaoh out of the package so that we can really review this thing and see. Ooh. All right, so let's see. All right, so there is, like a typical Ringside Collectibles exclusive, there is a backdrop. So we can fold these forward, and there you have You can stand your Cody Rhodes right in front of that, which I think is pretty damn cool. And I'm assuming we can take this other cardboard insert out and do the same. So up here, we have Cody's head. Down here, we have Pharaoh's head. And behind them is all the other accessories in one of those wax baggies that we are used to getting with the Superstars line. So let's start by taking out the accessories. Here we have Pharaoh's additional good boy head, as I like to call it. Check that out. The tongue is out. He's smiling, excited to be around his owner, Cody Rhodes. Also happy is Cody's other additional head right there, smiling. It does have the Nightmare logo right up on the side by the chin, under the ear. All right, Pharaoh is really strapped in here to make sure that he maintains that pose. And like I said, this thing is a fully articulated elite figure. Look at that. It has torso articulation, multiple points of articulation in each arm, tail. I mean, this thing, neck, has so much going on. Something that I never thought we would see in a pet in the elite line. And here we are in 2025 with a fully articulated Pharaoh dog elite. I am sure that this is thrilling to Cody Rhodes himself. So, all right, let's try and get the rest out. So we're going to take Cody's flag out, which I'm thrilled about. All right, so we're so used to getting this. These paper flags that over time do this, right? If you ever store them, they're going to rip, they're going to fold. They're just going to not hold they're just not going to hold their form at all. None of them have over time. Now, Mattel is giving us these cloth goods American flags, which are long overdue. It is a little bit crinkled from being in the package, as you can see, but I'm sure you can honestly iron that out if you want to. I usually like to keep that stuff away from my figures, but in my opinion, this is already better than those paper ones. Let's take Cody out now. And let's get the accessories out. All right. And I think I could probably safely take this out and place it in front of him posed with Pharaoh, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because we have the backdrop. What else do you need? All right, so let's open up the rest of these accessories and see what's in here. As I said, there are interchangeable hands. There's supposed to be a leash, collar, and a cloth goods shirt, which seems like it's all here. Starting off with the hands, he comes with C-grips, but there's also fists, as there should always be with a wrestling figure, in my opinion, for punches. There is open hands, which I think are great for Cody for that opening, his entrance when he comes out and he does the whoa. Then we have his cloth goods shirt, where this is a Velcro shirt in the back. It's not one that slides over, but man, look at that. It has a beautiful print of the actual shirt, which again, you can still get that on www.shop.com. And here we have his leash. And I'm not sure. I have to go back and look. I don't have a picture in front of me right now as I film this, but I could have sworn that the original version showed a plastic leash. Now, it could just be my mind playing tricks on me, but I have to go back and look. The rest looks around the same to what I was expecting and seeing. So in my mind right now, I remember like a brown leather handle on the leash. I could be completely wrong, and this could be exactly what they showed us. So that's what I was expecting, is that like brown leather. However, this is what we get. It is what it is, man. Like, he's going to hold this. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm sure you can take off Pharaoh's head since there's an interchangeable head, and that's how you put this on. So we're going to get into all that. But first, I want to look at this Cody figure. So I am going to attempt to pose this figure with Pharaoh in the same fashion as it was in the packaging. But right now, I just want to look at everything that we got going on here. Obviously, 25 points of articulation that we've grown to be accustomed to. Great likeness on Cody. Some people are not a fan of these Cody heads, but I don't know why. I think it looks just like him. Some people say they favor the Jazzwares ones. Some of them really look like the I Like Turtles kids and not like Cody at all to me personally. But I mean, it's all about where your eyes go. And to me, I see the likeness in Cody. This still does have the tattoo printed onto his cheek, which honestly, this application, I think, is better than ones I've had in the past. I still would like to just see it on his neck, personally. The boots have the American Nightmare logo, as they should. And he is in those gray tights with white, blue, and red outlined in gold. And look at the texture on some of the prints. I mean, it's beautifully done. Almost like a snake skin look on some of them. Very, very cool. He's got his Nightmare belt, which is awesome because this past Christmas, my girlfriend Macho Fran got me a signed, officially signed and certified by Fanatics Cody Rhodes weight belt, that exact one. So I'm stoked about that. Now, this attire, I spent about 30 minutes before I even started filming this trying to figure out what this gear is from. It's not WrestleMania 40. It's not WrestleMania 39. It's not the Royal Rumble. So I'm not exactly sure the event-specific date and event that this was really used at. So if you know, please comment it below. Like I said, I spent about 25, 30 minutes searching, and I couldn't find an exact design of these tights that he was wearing. He obviously wore them. However, I could not find it personally. Now, one thing that I noticed is that the Dream tattoo looks like it's a little bit oversized on the chest, and I feel like it should be over just a little bit and slightly scaled down. But I mean, it's pretty damn close, man. It's pretty damn close. Those are my critiques of it. Now, as I said, he does come with fists, and if you follow the channel, you know that I love using fists for my figures. I just think it's, for my display purposes, unless they have an accessory, that's the way to go. However, he obviously has to hold the leash for his dog. He has to have the flag in his hand. So I feel like C-grips are the most practical for this specific figure. There he is. He's got the American Nightmare belt on, as I said. And now we're going to put that shirt on, see what it looks like. However, he's not wearing the shirt in the shirt's design, right? He's wearing nothing, but he's also wearing different tights. So I feel like you can make up the rules as you go with this one, right? So let's put this on. There it is. It fits good, but honestly, I have grown to be such a fan of the new pullover shirts that's what I really like to see used now. I do think the Velcro ones sometimes look a little bit oversized. This one does, and I feel like it fits very well, especially for the fact that he has a weight belt on underneath. And like I said, he has a smiling head sculpt, but if you really want to recreate that pose, I feel like you just want to have the neutral head, but we're going to put this on right now. And I want to see if the tattoo lines up just as well as the first one. So it does. And I have been very vocal. I'm not a fan of the tattoo going onto the face. I still am not. However, I do think this is one of the best applications that they've done of it so far by Mattel. So hats off to them for that. Really kind of perfecting that application right there. And here we're going to take a look at Pharaoh. So I'm going to put Cody back here. As I said, Pharaoh has a ton of articulation, man. Look at all these points of articulation in the legs. However, they are kind of delicate and very, very thin, like where they attach. So I would be careful with how much you try to bend and articulate his legs. So he's got a lot of points, as I said. Each leg, 1, 2, 3, and 4 points of articulation in each leg. All right, so that's 16 just in the legs, 17 for the tail, 18, 19, and maybe even 20 because this is also jointed. So I would say maybe around 20 points of articulation for Pharaoh alone, which is, dude, for a dog, that's pretty damn good, man. That's pretty damn good. We're going to put his other head on now. Here's what it looks like, the peg. The peg is super long on Pharaoh when you take it off. But I think that's intentional so that you can move his head and get a little bit more out of it. I genuinely like this head better. I do. However, like I said, if you want to recreate that pose of them, on the mountain with the flag, I feel like you got to go neutral head sculpt on both of them. However, if you're going to display almost like Cody Rhodes walking Pharaoh with the leash on and everything like that, I think the smiling one's the way to go. So let's put the leash on real quick. I think it just slides. Yeah, look. Perfectly. It slides right on there. There's almost like a lip at the neck for it to fit in, which is genius. Absolutely genius. A lot went into this, dude. A lot went into this for a one-time release figure. It looks like it does, but it doesn't. His mouth does not move. It looks like it. It's just kind of fixated there. All right. It is a little bit more difficult to get Pharaoh's head on than a typical human elite, I guess we should say now. But still, it doesn't take too much. It really doesn't. Dude, I'm stoked for this. All right, so we can take the leash. We're going to put it in Cody's hand. I'm going to put Cody right there. It's like he's taking man's best friend for a walk. Wow. Dude, what a set. This is so cool. It's like multiple things in one. However, like I said, I think that I have to display this thing the way it is intended, the way it is represented in package, and maybe I will switch it up to this type of display once I get another one to have mint in box. But for right now, let's try and recreate that Finish the Story t-shirt artwork. So we're going to take this shirt back off. We're going to take his head back off. Put the neutral on. Okay. We're going to take Pharaoh's head off. Pop that off. We're going to put the neutral head on Pharaoh now. Look at that. I don't know if you can recreate it perfectly because he's going to be on all fours and he can't really sit like a dog. I don't think. You know, I'm not very good at posing dogs. It's actually pretty difficult to maneuver this because I'm also afraid that he's going to break. Not because it's delicate, it's just like I've never messed with a figure like this, you know what I mean? All right, so I feel like if this had toe articulation, it would be perfect, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to put him in there. Going to put this in his hand. The pull on the flag is much better too. It like fits in the hands way better. All right. Just got to finagle him a little bit. Going to put that flag up a little bit more. Pretty damn cool, man. Pretty damn cool. I dig it. Now, this figure set is available right now for pre-order on Ringside Collectibles. It is a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, and it is packed with value. All right, packed with value, but you got to pay for packed value. This is a $49.99 retailed set that you can get right now on Ringside Collectibles exclusive, but you can save 10% by using code FIGHEEL. So if you're enjoying the channel, please go subscribe, like this video, comment below, and go show some love. Use that code at ringsidecollectibles.com and pick up this set today. These are going to be shipping in August, late August 2025, so they're almost here. This is an early sample that we got from Mattel. Thank you to them. And like I said, man, there's a lot. You get 2 additional heads. You get the cloth goods shirt. You get the hands. And then you even get this backdrop. What more do you want? So my only thing is I can't wait to go look and see, am I crazy or did this just become strictly cloth? I could have sworn it was molded, but I could also be thinking of something else. So hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeel. Twitter is at TheFigHeel. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia 2025 edition, available now at heelbooks.com, and make sure that you join Whatnot at whatheel.com, and you will get $15 off your first purchase. Thank you so much, Fig fam. I cannot say how much I love and appreciate you all. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE Mattel, AEW Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With Figure Photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at heelbooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeal.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.